66 of the Pittsburgh. 56. I have to look that up. I think it's 56 of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Nancy, and this is the only podcast that says...
I'll be damned, he finished the story.
I don't know that one.
It's a Sean Coon quote, because Cody finished the story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations, Cody.
Yeah, there was no MJF.
There wasn't?
No. It was interesting how it played out at the end, because they had their match and it was like, you know, it was coming along, and then Cody got the advantage and he looked like he was going to win, and Jimmy Uso, who's part of the Roman's bloodline, comes out and gives Cody a super kick, and then Jey Uso, his twin brother, who's not in the bloodline any longer, comes down and they fight up the ramp and launch into a table. And then...
Typical.
Yeah. And then Roman has the advantage, but Cody gets it back, and he hits a crossroads, and you're thinking, okay, here it comes. And here comes Solo Sikoa, also part of the bloodline.
Right.
Jimmy and Jay's younger brother.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And he gives Cody a Samoan spike. And he's, well, here comes John Cena.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, John Cena's got to get into the act. So Cena comes down, and him and Solo Sikoa go at it, and Solo ends up getting put through a table. And
surprise there.
Yeah, surprise there.
Yeah.
But then...
I'm sorry, she's just being so defiant.
Right? She is. And then, the Rock's music hit, and here comes
the Rock.
Here comes the final boss.
Right.
And it's him and Cena, like...
like two titans.
Yeah, and it was like, 10 years ago, they had the back-to-back main events at WrestleMania.
Right.
So it was like a big deal, and then, he gets rock-bottomed. Cena does.
Oh, okay. Well, of course, because, Rock trumps Cena.
Yeah. And Rock's running this. They had to bleep. It was amazing. Like, he is so good at what he does, because they had to bleep everything The Rock was saying.
What? Really? On a pay-per-view?
Yeah. They still, it's, because he was like, fuck this, and fuck you, and, all, like, he was just going off. And, he's getting ready, he's got the weight belt, he's going to whip Cody Rhodes, and the lights go out, and you hear the bell gong.
Oh.
And you know who that is.
No.
Taker.
Oh.
And the lights come back up, and The Rock's looking up the aisle, and he's just jaw-jacking.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you motherfucker, I'll fuck you up. And he turns around, and there's Taker, and he goes to hit him with the weight belt, and Taker blocks it and gets him the goozle and choke slams him.
Oh, wow.
And then the lights go out, and when they come back on, it's just Roman Reigns and Cody in the ring, and Cody ends up winning.
So Cody won.
Cody won, yeah.
Good. So what you're telling me is MJF is still with AEW then?
What I'm saying is the bidding war of 2024 is apparently still ongoing.
Oh, because earlier it was at an end.
Right, well, because the speculation on the internet was, like, going into this match at WrestleMania, like, the first night, the stipulation was if The Rock and Roman wins, it's bloodline rules.
Right.
Which means anything goes, which is to their advantage. And so the thinking was, well, maybe a couple of people come out to take out, but at the end you've got The Rock, like The Rock, because he's the final boss, and it's like so here comes, The Rock, the old guard. Mm-hmm. Here comes MJF, the new guard, the unknown. The The Rock doesn't even know who The Rock would probably be like, who the fuck are you? And then MJF would just kick him in the balls.
Or try to.
Poke him in the eye, kick him in the balls.
Poke him in the eye.
Yeah, it's typical MJF.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, the thought process was also MJF comes back as, Cody was my mentor. When I was starting off, Cody was somebody who, and then eventually
Right.
MJF turns and we play that all out again.
Right.
But.
So, he was legit hurt though. What part of his body? I forget.
Well, he tore his rotator cuff.
That's
I
right.
think
It was something to do with
it was that, and he had a couple other injuries that were starting to pile up. Like, it was like odd. Like, the first few years of MJF in AEW, he never wrestled.
Cool. Was it just a mouth?
He was just a mouth, and then have like a match at a pay-per-view. Like he was being treated rather like Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper never wrestled, but he always was there running his mouth.
Right.
And then he occasionally had to have a match because he wanted to be an attraction, and that's what they were treating MJF as. He was an attraction, but like the last half of 2023, like, he wrestled more than he had probably the entire time before that.
Right.
Like, TV matches,
Yeah.
double matches at pay-per-views, because they were defending the ROH tag team titles along with him defending the AEW world title. Like, all that shit that was going, like, he was just... it was rather impressive, and I think that wore on his body a bit. And also, I think he just kind of like... he was getting talked into doing things he normally wouldn't do.
You mean once Cody left?
Well, no. Like, in that last year, like, I mean, there were some things, like some high-risk moves that he didn't normally do.
Okay.
Like, like, he was like a throwback to, like... Am I starting to spit on you?
It had to be you.
Okay, sorry.
Because I'm like, is my eye watering? Because it was a lot. I was like,
Wow.
what the hell?
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I was just wondering how it was coming from.
but he was just taking more high risk spots and doing things that, like, he was always more of a traditional wrestler, like, headlock takeover into a rest position. Like, his matches weren't... they were crisp and they were very well done, but they were more traditional.
Right.
Throwbacks almost.
Right.
And that in 2023 he was taking more risks, going, more dives, more things that,
right.
weren't normally in his repertoire.
Wheelhouse, yeah.
And I think that kind of wore on him a little bit. But I have no doubt at some point he's going to emerge somewhere. It's going to be where.
Yeah.
Like WWE's been eating shit for not signing Okada and for not signing Will Ospreay.
Really?
Yeah. And like Will Ospreay came out and said one of the things that not only was it the money, but it was also the schedule that Tony Khan allows him to have so that he can spend time with his family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like, in the WWE, while they have pulled back a great deal on, like, it's not like it used to be where you're on the road, like, 300 days a year.
I was going to ask, how many days do they... It seems like they have, like, less than that on them.
It's like they're on the road Friday to Monday.
Oh, okay.
And then they have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off.
Which is good.
Right, and it is. It's much better, and I feel like a guy like Triple H, he understands what a grind that can be. Mm-hmm. And I think, like, they've improved how they travel, how they... Because, it used to be, like, okay, it's your responsibility to get to the next town.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they've got buses, they've got, personalized travel, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, they're a married couple who have a child. Their kid's on the road with them in the bus. You know.
Isn't AEW the same way? Like, they were always like they didn't work their wrestlers to death.
Well, AEW is different in that, like, they don't do house shows at all.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's no... If it's not on TV, they're not wrestling.
Okay.
Now, what that allows their wrestlers to do is they can do independent dates. So, like, I can be on Dynamite on Wednesday, and then I could be at some armory in, you know, upstate New York for some independent show.
Yeah.
You know, getting paid. You know, like, they can supplement their income by doing stuff like that.
Right.
Or work on their craft doing stuff like that. Because one of the things even Cody said was, like, working one day a week, he was like, you know, sometimes you would, like, you'd get hurt just because you're not putting in the time.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
That makes sense.
So, while the upper crust, they probably only work one day a week or one day a month.
Oh, no doubt.
You know.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
You know, the lower tier people, they do, like, you see them working, like, even Moxley does. Moxley shows up at a lot of independent shows.
Does he?
Yeah, like, you wouldn't think that, but, like, he does, like, GCW, he shows up at Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, he does stuff in Ohio, where he's from. Like, so you would think, like, he's, like, a top tier guy, you would think he wasn't doing anything like that, but...
Now I get why I don't like him so much.
He's from Ohio? Yeah, he's from Cincinnati. Makes it even worse.
But shit comes out of Ohio.
Wow.
From my experience.
Right. But anyway, so...
And I've had a lot of it.
Wow. I mean, I'm not fond of Ohio, but I'm not going to say that. I mean...
I will, and I just did.
I know you did. You have no remorse in that.
I don't give a shit. Send the hate emails, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm sure I can hear them coming now.
They're like, tick, 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 tick. They're texting it right now.
But outside that, the big news is, you know, like I told you about the CM Punk interview with Ariel Helwani.
Yeah.
And all the shit he talked. And I know people are like, they're talking pro wrestling, but I don't get to do this with Ian. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He
He doesn't watch at all.
That strikes me as weird because you and your dad did.
Yeah. But they announced, like, apparently Tony Khan is so pissed off about the shit that CM Punk talked last Monday. They are releasing the backstage footage from All Out.
When all the shit went down.
The incident between him and Jack Perry.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, there are NDAs with the one from the All In.
Well,
a year before that.
Wait, regarding the CM Punk Jack Perry incident.
Right.
After it was all said and done with, whose side you on?
I'm in the opinion, like, I think both of them are wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I do think, like, I held Jack Perry, like, again, like, I'm basing this just off of his work. Like, I don't know who Jack Perry is. I've never met him. You know, but just off of his work, I liked him. He had, like, his worst enemy is a microphone, in my opinion. But, you know,
Jeff Hardy reincarnated with that shit.
But, like, he was really good in the ring. Like, I thought he was, like, really good in the ring, and, you know.
Yeah, even I wasn't too big on the whole Jungle Boy thing,
like,
but he was a good wrestler. Right.
And so it became that thing of, like,
he would not have been the guy I pick to be like, I need somebody to turn heel. Oh, let's get Jack Perry. No. He doesn't fit it. I mean, even he's trying to be all tough and shitty, and he ain't.
Because the problem with a heel is you've got to make people believe that you think you're right.
Right.
And again, Jack Perry's worst enemy is a microphone.
Right.
So when he's up there doing promos, like it's just not selling.
No.
You're not buying what
no,
he's selling because he
no.
doesn't sell. He doesn't give it to you well.
He doesn't. He's not like. He's not delivering it, and I hate to say,
Like even right
he's
now,
not taking after his father that way. I hate to say it.
like even in like he's in New Japan right now, and he's doing this whole thing where he ripped up his AEW contract. He says he's the scapegoat in all of this, and he's doing a whole thing. And like even his promos there, I'm just like, yeah, you still can't talk.
No.
Like, you need somebody to talk for you.
Or take some classes. Yeah. I don't know. He just doesn't. Even when he was with like Luchasaurus and that, he's just not the bad guy to me.
Yeah, he can't pull it off.
No.
He's too much of a pretty boy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got that going on for him.
Yeah.
With that fucking long hair of his.
Yeah. So like
Put some war paint on or something.
so like the whole thing with like the all-in fight between Jack Perry and CM Punk, like I feel like they're both wrong.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Like Jack Perry comes off as a dick for doing the whole "that's real glass, cry me a river" line, because it's clearly it's meant for CM Punk.
Right.
But Punk is wrong for taking matters into his own hands, so to speak.
Yes. But that's Punk.
Right. Because the problem with Punk is, and even though he's 0-2 in UFC, he's still trained to do that.
Yeah.
Jack Perry didn't.
Right.
Jack Perry's going to get his ass kicked nine times out of 10. I'm only giving him that 10th one because like maybe he gets a lucky shot in.
Right.
But like it's that's the thing, like, so like it's like, yeah, they're both wrong in my opinion. Like CM Punk he presented his side of the case. And I mean, like, I don't know how damning this is going to be because he admitted, I went and I choked him.
Yeah, I went and I choked him.
Like that's what it seems like. I mean, it's like,
I ain't denied it.
Yeah,
I put my hands around his neck.
Yeah.
And squeezed.
Essentially, that's what he did. And he freely admitted that. Like,
Yeah.
So I don't see how this is going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe CM Punk did that. Because he's kind of admitting, like,
Yeah.
I did what I did.
Right.
What
you gonna do?
Yeah. So, like,
Right.
unless it like, I just don't see how it's gonna make, like, I'm gonna look at it and go, oh yeah, CM Punk's a dick. 'Cause I already think he's a dick.
Yeah.
But I think, like, he has his side of the story, and somewhere in the middle is the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's his side, your side, my side, truth.
yeah.
Third side of the story.
Right. So, like, I'm sure, like,
I said that backwards, so I hope you got it right.
I got it. But I definitely feel like it's going to be one of those situations where, like, at the end of the day, like, you're going to release this footage, and I don't think it's going to be as damning as they think it's going to be, because in my opinion,
No.
CM Punk has already kind of admitted, like, yeah, I walked up to him and I choked him.
Yeah, he's already said what he did. He wasn't like, I never laid a hand on him.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm just getting over that, and it's still in my throat.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So
Yeah.
that'll be interesting to see on Wednesday.
Yeah. What date is Wednesday?
Oh, it's the 8th, the 10th.
Damn it! I got that food show at the convention center for work on that day, so I don't know where I'll be after.
Yeah.
And I really, really want to see this come to a head.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it was like the longtime Punk fan in me, but after what he did, it was just like... But it's like, well, he personally didn't do it to me. Who cares? He's still a good wrestler.
Right.
You know what
But
I mean?
it's that thing of, like, in that interview, he talks about Tony Khan. Tony Khan's not a boss. He's a good guy, but he's not a boss. Well, I mean, it showed a year before when he went on that tirade at that press conference, and Tony Khan just kind of sat there like bug-eyed, like a boss would have told him to shut the fuck up.
Right, but it was like he was almost encouraging.
It was like, I mean, it's such a bizarre thing, like because he wants to be friends with everybody.
Yeah.
And you can't.
No.
You have to draw a line at some point, and like, this is what we need to do. My company needs to make money.
Yeah, but I mean, his problem is he wants to be friends with everybody, and that whole concept doesn't work because I lost my thought.
Okay,
never mind.
But it's like he has like he's buying trading cards. That's what he's doing. He buys a wrestler because it's his new favorite toy. It's his new favorite card.
Wow.
You know? And then he like, and you see it all the time. Like a lot of guys will like. A prime example was Jay White. Like, Jay White came in, and, you know, he had his feud with MJF, and he was, like, you know, in the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, and, you know, I mean, it was, like...
yeah, I know. He's a good wrestler, but I don't like him in there. I want him to, get out of there.
Like, I want Bullet Club Gold to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not.
Huh. What was I watching... it was WWE in the hotel room. That's right. Oh, I sent you the video, J.
Jade Cargill.
Cargill.
Yeah.
But I remember you were watching a pay-per-view, and they did like a clip flashback to that pay-per-view when these three girls were walking up the aisle. It was an outdoor pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's that? And you told me, and I'm like, I don't know who the hell that is. And then I saw the Jade Cargill whole thing with them talking shit and blah, blah, blah. You know, it was like almost fucking 15 minutes into WWE before any goddamn wrestling even took place.
Oh, yeah, that
I'm
is
like,
a problem.
I want to see a fucking match here. At that point, I didn't even give a shit who it was. I just wanted to see somebody wrestle.
Right.
I was like, fuck. Because it went from them... to the other girls, and of course, then they had to talk shit back the second time, and then it went to some other dude, and I'm like, who's wrestling here?
That's the weird thing. It's like WWE does a great job of telling a story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they spend a lot of time.
Yeah, they do. They spend a ton of time telling a story. Like when you go to watch a live event, like if you go to a SmackDown or a Raw taping, it is quite literally. You're watching a TV show.
Yeah.
Like, you're part of a live studio audience.
Right.
You're not there to watch wrestling.
Right. Well, you there's wrestling, like, scattered in there. Not very good wrestling, what I saw, but I only watched the first half. I didn't see the other half.
Like, in a 2-hour SmackDown episode, there will be 45 minutes of total wrestling.
What? Really?
Yeah, that's in a 2-hour show. On Raw, which is 3 hours, it'll be, like, 65 minutes of total wrestling.
Jeez.
Whereas, like if you watch a AEW, like in a 2-hour show, it's like an hour and 10 minutes,
right?
Or an hour and 20 in a 2-hour show.
Right.
So like you're getting more bang for your buck, but they do a horrible job with a lot of their. Like, there's no explanation for a match.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I remember you were telling me, like, people come in and you're like, there's no introduction, there's no background, there's no telling me, okay, so this person's going to be coming up and and they had a feud with this person. But no, they just, like, throw them in the ring and I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? And you're like, oh, they're from so-and-so. And I'm like, why didn't they tell me that?
Right. And that's, like...
like, I don't know who the fuck these people are.
And AEW fans are like, well, you Google it. You've got to...
No.
It's not
my job. It's like all these people that are coming in from New Japan. I didn't even know about fucking New Japan until you started saying that dude's from New Japan. What the hell's New Japan?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, give me something. Give me just this. You can say something in 60 seconds or less that would give me okay, I got it.
Like just a snippet, a 30 to 60 second video package, just let me know who this person is.
It doesn't even have to be video. You can have the commentary say, this person is from so-and-so. Well, okay, thanks.
Here's the problem, though. Like, so they will do that. Like, I've heard people say, well, Excalibur does that. One, their sound is so fucking bad in AEW. Like, half the time you can't hear the announcers.
Yeah.
And when Excalibur does it, he's doing it like the Micro Machine Man.
Yeah.
Like, he's rambling through it. So you're like, what the fuck did he just say?
Yeah.
Like, no.
I noticed that about Excalibur. He's very quick.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta listen.
Like, there are things I like about Excalibur as an announcer. Because, like, he knows the moves, so he calls the moves that are being used. Yes. Which reminds me of, like, a Joey Styles from ECW.
Yes.
Joey Styles was in a booth by himself, and he would call the match.
Do I miss listening to that?
Oh, Joey Styles is the king.
Yeah.
I'll give you Jim Ross. Jim Ross was the guy, but to me, Joey Styles is the king. Like,
yeah, he was right on.
He was in a booth.
He didn't miss anything either.
No. Yeah. And I mean, he even like, because like a lot of that stuff with ECW they did after the fact. Like, it was like Joey Styles like in Paul Heyman's mother's basement.
Paul Heyman. Oh my god, I haven't heard that name in a while.
He just went in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh my god. Paul Heyman. He always had the longest head.
Yeah.
It was long.
Well, now it's very short because he's fat.
Oh.
Maybe you're thinking of the wrong guy, too.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Paul E. Dangerously?
Huh?
Paul E. Dangerously?
Yeah, I know who Paul Heyman is.
Okay. Because he always had a round head. It wasn't long.
Did he?
Yeah.
You'll have to show me a picture later. Go ahead.
Okay. But anyway, they were, like, he would do, like, so they would have the match in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. And then Joey Styles would do the play-by-play live to tape.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he wasn't in the arena doing it. So, like, yeah, they could probably go back and, like, oh, let's cut that, let's redo that.
Yeah.
But still, when he did do it live, like with the pay-per-views, like the very first ECW pay-per-view, with the exception of the final two matches, he did the whole thing by himself.
Wow.
Like, there was nobody else on commentary with him.
Right.
And he fucking killed it. I think he did it too with like the second and the third, the 1997 November to Remember, which was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was there.
Okay, you can stop showing off on your dates and all that.
Yeah.
Well, there is one thing, and you just said it when Joey Styles did it by himself. There's something. Excalibur has something against him. He has to do all that commentary with Taz. He has to put up with Taz in his mouth. Don't get me wrong, I love Taz in his mouth. I love Taz. But, like,
the guy I would get rid of is Tony Schiavone.
Him and Excalibur, like, when they do their banter back, they kill me.
Oh, they're great. That's what like, they used to do AEW Dark, which was like the YouTube show, and it was much more laid back, and they just had so much fun. You could tell they were having fun in commentary. Right. But I would get rid of Tony Schiavone. He drives me nuts. Like, and I love Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone, again, voice of my childhood wrestling.
Right.
But Tony Schiavone's like 70, and
he kind of creeps me out a little.
He does. I mean,
like, especially when Britt Baker's around. It's just like, dude, stop being so creepy.
I'm sure you have a lot to contribute still, like backstage, but like that 3-man booth just doesn't work for me.
No.
And it's Schiavone to me is the odd man out.
I like when they bring in I like whenever they let Adam Cole come down and do it, and MJF, and I like when they do that.
You know who you should have heard today? And they were tremendous.
Wait, I'm sorry. Jericho, when he does it too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But
he's so funny.
They had Snoop Dogg do commentary on a match.
Yes. Oh my god.
And the best part was...
Dude can talk.
The best part was it was a Philadelphia street fight.
Oh, shit.
So,
how fitting.
Yeah. And so you could tell there were a few moments where he was just like... He even said, like, I got to watch my mouth because I can't say what I want to say. Because you could just tell he wanted to be like, oh, fuck, did you see that?
Oh, man. I gotta watch this because oh man, I like listening to Snoop.
Snoop was tremendous. Like, and like usually you get like somebody like that, and like, you know, even like a wrestler, like a lot of wrestlers when they do it, they don't give enough.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's like I'm sure it's difficult, but like
I don't know. I think Jericho gives plenty.
Jericho's very good at it. MJF was great.
Jericho has been doing it for fucking decades.
When CM Punk did the first match, he was very good at it.
Oh yeah, I agree.
MJF when he would do commentary, he was tremendous.
MJF is, like when you do like not only commentary, but like get in the ring and do their spiel.
Yeah.
Like we know The Rock is like the greatest at that. That's
right.
You cannot. I don't care anybody coming and going. The Rock will always be in number one. MJF is right fucking there.
Yeah. The Rock
is right fucking there with The Rock.
The Rock did just give us like the greatest line ever.
I know, and I have used that several times.
Have you? Yeah. Off is the direction you can fuck.
I told Kara that my person I work with, she's like, "Ooh, I like that one."
But yeah, sometimes you get a celebrity, like they just don't have enough to give.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because they're out of their element.
Maybe.
But like Snoop was just like.
Yeah. No. Yeah, but he's like.
That motherfucker got hit with a cane.
But like. Isn't Snoop like a long time known wrestling fan though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But to say that like it's like a thing like you sit there and you say, well, I could fucking do that. No, I can't.
No, absolutely not.
No, I could not.
No, I can't even talk. I have problems talking that.
Right.
Doing this.
Like I have the utmost respect for anybody who has that ability. Like the Pat McAfee can do it.
You know who's the best with the talking shit? Is those people that do those auctions. You're just like, yeah. But you get what they're saying.
Yeah.
That's the amazing fucking part of it. You're like, I know what they're saying.
25, 25, 30, 35, 35, 40, 45, 45, 55, 56, 65, 67. Like, you're like, what the fuck?
What I want to know is, how are they breathing?
Yeah.
Because even people that sing have to and you can hear that sometimes, more prominent with some people than others, but them you never see. Like it's just like you're like, what the fuck? So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off the whole, but that's way better than I think The Rock could probably do that. Yeah, he's a talker, man. The Rock, MJF, Jericho. There was one other one. Who was another one that was a really good talker? Come out there and talk shit, and you were like, ooh. I can't remember. There was one more back with the Rock days.
Shawn Michaels was pretty good.
Was it Shawn Michaels?
Yeah. Stone Cold.
Maybe it was Stone Cold.
Yeah,
Stone Cold had a way about him. I did like when he came out. See, there's people that come out that talk like, Moxley, I don't want to hear a fucking word you have to say. I don't even want to watch you wrestle.
Yeah.
Like, that dude gets that microphone, and I'm like, listen, mute this shit. It's just, I don't...
Yeah.
You just come in and just threaten people.
Yeah.
Like, there's no rhyme or reason. You just threaten them because you feel like you want to kick somebody's ass. That's it. But there's kind of like wrestlers that I wish could talk better. Like Jeff Hardy. Darby's not that bad. No. I think he could be better, but he's not that bad.
Yeah, no, he's improved over the years. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like I agree. Like he could be a bit better, but he's still actually enough that he could hold his own.
Right.
Yeah.
Same with Britt Baker. I think she's really good on the microphone. But then you give the microphone to that stormy blonde chick that held the title. You're like, no, please don't. We don't need to hear her. She shouldn't even have the title. Get off. You're an okay wrestler, whatever, but you weren't the best. I'm sorry. I like Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
I really like Jamie Hayter. She was awesome.
Yeah, she was. I miss her.
Yeah.
She needs to come back.
I like that whole Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, and who was the third?
Rebel.
Yeah, they would come out together. I always liked that trio coming out. Yeah, why are we talking wrestling?
Oh, well, it's been talking. Speaking of wrestling, though, we saw it separately, but we did see Godzilla Kong, the New Empire.
I did.
And there was at one point a suplex performed by Kaiju.
That is so freaking weird. You say that. Because the person I went to see the movie with, said that was a wrestling move.
Yeah.
And they don't watch wrestling.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right, that was a wrestling. That was actually a part that I did see. I did not fall asleep for it. Well, I mean, I was at the drive-in.
Yeah.
You can't keep your car running.
Yeah.
Kind of chilly last night, so I had a big ass blanket over me. So, at some point it becomes very toasty warm in there.
Yeah.
Now, I never drank a drop. I wasn't smoking nothing.
Right.
But I had just eaten a 6-inch turkey sub from Sheets, and I was like, gonzo. But I did see the suplex.
Yeah.
Because I was like, damn. But if you think about it, King Kong does a lot of that.
Yeah, he does.
Especially with the ones that, like, in the water. Like, that water... Well, it looked like a dragon. Yeah, that was a pretty cool... That little guy. He was like, here, come eat. I don't know. And then Mothra, of course. Appearance of Mothra. That was cool.
I love... Like, these movies are basically now the new Transformers movies.
Right.
And they're ridiculous and they're over the top.
Oh, yeah.
And I love
Absolutely.
them. I love them to death.
Yeah.
Like, I've sat here and I've expounded upon how great Godzilla -1 was as a very serious...
Are you talking about the one where we went to the theater and we had to read? Okay.
Yeah. Like,
that actually was a good one.
It was a phenomenal movie. It was very serious. It tackled very serious subjects, but it was extraordinarily well done. And then I can go with the absolute goofiness of the legendary MonsterVerse movies, and I'm now creating my own dialogue for the kaiju in my head.
Oh God!
like the scene where in Egypt, where Kong and Godzilla are fighting.
Oh, they were knocking down all those pyramids. I was like, what the fuck?
And I'm just like, Kong's just like, bro, whoa.
Wait.
And like at one point, like when Kong's like got Godzilla down, he's like hammering him, and he's like, I need you to fucking listen to me.
He was trying to get his point across.
Yeah.
Godzilla was having none of it.
And he's like dragging him by the tail.
He was,
and Godzilla's like, I ain't going any fucking place with you. And then and then Mothra shows up.
No, motherfucker, let go of my tail.
And then Mothra shows up and she's like, Godzilla, my love, Kong needs your help. The Scar King is coming. Like, that motherfucker again. I already put that motherfucker in his place once. I gotta do this shit again. You can't handle your fucking business.
Stop making me laugh.
Like, that's the shit. I'm like, that's how the dialogue is in my head.
Yeah. That's like sometimes whenever Kong is looking at somebody, you're like, oh, he's looking at him like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude?
like when Kong and the Scar King had their confrontation at first, like that first fight,
right
before Shimu shows up, and like I could just hear like the Scar King's like, look, he's been with the surface too long. Look at this motherfucker got a fake tooth.
Oh, the tooth.
The tooth, yeah.
The
Like
tooth.
talking shit on the tooth.
Did you see that fucking thing when it's hanging from the helicopter? I was like, that fucking tooth's bigger than me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the guy was standing on it, so
but
yeah.
It was. But it was the girl standing.
Yeah.
I like how the girl can communicate with Kong.
Yeah.
What's her name? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
She's from the Emi tribe?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
But yeah, like that's the kind of dialogue I've got. Like, Kong's like, what? I hang with humans, so what? They're good people,
Yeah,
I had a toothache.
I just hate how, like, I had a toothache. I just hate how, like, destructive they are.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they destroyed pyramids.
Yeah.
That's history, dude.
Yeah.
You let them go and destroy you. Yeah, I think that's a little bit too much.
I love that the Roman Colosseum is like now Godzilla's cat bed.
Oh my god, is that the coolest thing ever?
Yeah.
He's all curled up in that Colosseum, and then he leaves, and he comes back and he curls up again, and they're all like, yeah, let him sleep.
Well, the director admitted he's based Godzilla off of his cat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like, Godzilla's a cat.
Yeah.
And the guy who directed Godzilla -1 was like, that's funny because I based my Godzilla off of a cat.
Aww. Yeah, and he was so curled up in there. I was like, oh.
And he said he took that literally from like watching his cat curl up on his cat bed. Yeah. So he's like, yeah, that makes sense. That'd be the Roman Coliseum.
Yeah, Coliseum would be big enough for him. Yeah. I mean, if you think about, is there any stadiums you think here would be big enough for him?
Well, I mean, I think any. Like,
I don't know. The Coliseum is pretty big.
I mean, I don't think the Coliseum is nearly as big as like Lincoln Financial Field. That's in Philadelphia.
I was gonna say you threw one at me. I have no idea.
That's just where WrestleMania was. It held 72,000 people. It had 72,000 people there each night.
How many people can the Coliseum hold? I thought it was over like 100,000 or something.
I don't know. I'd have to look, but I'm sure it's not that much because there weren't that many people in Rome.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm willing to bet the Coliseum was probably the size of like maybe 20 or 30,000.
How big is PNC Park?
PNC Park is like, I think, max capacity 40,000.
And
Acrisure Stadium, I think, is 70,000.
So he could fit in either one.
Yeah, yeah.
We could have Godzilla sleep in our Coliseum or our little Coliseum.
Well, after the river's flooded, anything's possible.
Well, because I did. Yeah, seriously. Did you see the video somebody posted of the alligator right into the fucking river, right where the boats pull up for the Pirate Games? You see that shit?
No, I didn't.
It's a fucking video on Pittsburgh. You just a freaking alligator or crocodile. I don't know. I don't know the difference between the two. Just now, somebody needs to tell me if that is real. Like, did somebody like enhance this video?
Well, I've told, like, I don't know if that was real or
not. It was a full ass grown one.
I have been told back in the day when I was a firefighter, I met guys from the Allegheny County dive team, and you talk to them, and I'd be like, you know, how eerie is it to like dive into the Mon? Mm-hmm. And they were like, you can't see.
No.
Like, even with a light, you reach a point because it's so dirty and muddy.
I was going to say, if they said they could, they're lying.
Right. And I have been down there, and I have felt things go past my leg that I could not identify. And, you know, it was really fucking long.
Stay out of those damn rivers.
I mean, that's their job.
I get it, but who wants that job?
Yeah, well, I mean, all I know is there is not a doubt in my mind that there is some sort of like...
So you think the video was real?
It's a possibility.
I mean, I've seen freaking alligators and crocodiles when I was from Florida. This was a grown-ass one walking, right? Like nobody's business. Where did you come from?
I have no doubt there is some creature of the deep mutating down there and what was, you know, the sludge from the steel mills from 40 years ago.
All right,
just waiting to arise.
I didn't mean to get off track because I want to go back to Godzilla. I'm sorry. Because I seriously want to know, because I did doze off there for a few minutes. What was your whole take on that, and what is next for Godzilla?
Well, I enjoyed the movie. But
I like the whole Godzilla Kong interaction.
Like, I have, like I said, like, I am here for the cheesy goodness that has what this MonsterVerse has become.
Right.
Like I said, it has basically become like the Transformer movies. You know what they were. That this is what these movies are now, and I'm here for it.
Right.
Like, I have no problem with it. Like, is this mind-numbing cinema? Far from it.
Right.
It's brain candy, and I enjoy this brain candy. Mm-hmm. And, you know, anytime I get to see Godzilla on screen, I'm happy.
Right.
You know?
Especially when he has, like, radiation, he's like, and that blue just wipes out everything for miles. It's just... Can I interrupt you for a second?
Sure.
Okay, so the movie Skull Island.
Right.
That was the one with Samuel L. Jackson?
Yes.
Okay. That was like one of the beginning of these movies, right?
Right, yeah. It was meant to be the introduction for Kong.
Okay.
Like this is how,
and then that's how they.
This is how Monarch discovers Skull Island,
Right.
discovers what's on Skull Island.
Gotcha.
Builds their base on Skull
Right.
Island. You know.
And then they get into the different traverse and where they can go into these different dimensions.
Well, the Hollow Earth was still just a theory at that time that they start to kind of and you also you really should watch it. It's called Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, and it's about the founding of Monarch.
Okay.
And it's really good. Like, is it monster centric? No. Like, people were pissed because it's well, we were promised Godzilla and we got Godzilla for a grand total of 3 minutes over 10 episodes. Yeah. It's one of the few times.
Join the club with the Wolverine movie where I only got 3 minutes of Gambit, so on you guys.
But it's one of the few times, to me at least, that a human-centric story set in the world of kaiju works.
Oh.
It tells a very interesting story, and when you throw in Kurt Russell, who, I'll watch in almost damn near anything.
Yeah, me too. But it's not that dope shit.
No,
I can't handle that.
No, it's American based.
It's what?
It's American based. I mean, there is some people speaking. There is some people speaking Japanese at times, and there is some subtitles. But overall, it's an American-based product. It's based in this Godzilla stuff that we're doing here, not the Toho stuff over there.
Okay, well, my question to you is the first Skull Island movie.
Right.
The dude that was on Skull Island.
Okay, yeah.
Riley.
Yeah.
We need another character like him. I'm just saying, don't get me wrong, Samuel L. Jackson is... Can't say enough good things about him. He made that goddamn movie for me. I need one of him in every movie.
Well, that's what the podcast guy is supposed to be. He's the...
Oh, the
comic relief.
African American gentleman. Yeah. Okay, he's funny.
Yeah.
He's a funny character. I also like the dude that extracted the tooth.
Yeah, Trapper.
He's funny.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like him. Going back to the first movie, I rewatched that not long ago.
Yeah.
And the scene where Kong's coming and Samuel L. Jackson's got everything lit up.
Yeah.
And they see eye to eye.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's just you're just man versus Kong, and Samuel L. Jackson was not backing down from that ape.
That movie was I liked the first Godzilla movie, but the problem
You're talking about the one with White. I know that's not his name, but yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I like that one.
But that movie was extraordinarily flawed in how they kept okay, there's gonna be a big kaiju fight and the door closes and I can't see it. What the fuck?
I know.
You got to the end and that kaiju fight was fantastic. Alright, so easier to take a phone call.
Sorry about that.
I lost my train of thought, but I'm sure it's something. But getting back to your original question.
I asked several. I can't remember which one was.
Well, the original one was, what did I think of this movie and where do I think the franchise is going?
Yes. No, Godzilla.
Where Godzilla's going. And I feel like again, I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
My question is, how many more movies are they doing here?
As many as they want.
Oh, so they don't have a...
they have an agreement with Toho now. How that agreement works, I don't know. But they do have an agreement to continue to make these movies. Now... Yeah, I know the part of the agreement is Toho can't release or they can't there has to be time between if a Toho releases a Godzilla movie, then there has to be a period of time before Legacy can release a movie.
Okay, well I have a question.
Okay.
Concerning future releases.
Okay.
And it's going to be a really silly question, so don't laugh at me.
Okay.
Do you think at some point there'll be like another baby Godzilla? Because I freaking love him.
I don't know. I really don't know. Like, it depends on how they want to take the franchise.
Yeah.
But like the thing I'm looking at is like, where does it go next? And the thing I would love to see is like aliens.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
And they bring like some like creature. And
right.
It's like,
yeah.
Well, here, here's the defender of the earth, Godzilla. He calls in the Avengers. He calls in Kong. He calls in Shimu. Whoever. It's. I like they have like there are a lot of options like going forward. How it just depends on how ridiculous you want to get, and I don't care. Like as long as it's fun.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the whole thing. Like, you not only have to tie in the human aspect with the Titan aspect, if you will, but it has to be an interesting and fun thing.
Right.
Which kind of upsets me that you don't like Godzilla, the movie that shall not be named.
Oh, Godzilla from 1997.
Because it's a fun watch. It's not accurate by any means. Blah blah blah. But it's a fun movie to watch.
If they had called it something else, I probably would enjoy it more. But because it's got that name Godzilla attached to it, like there is a legacy that has to be lived up to with Godzilla.
I know.
And,
I get.
And
that.
I like Roland Emmerich films. Like, they're goofy. They like, the world's constantly ending. Shit's blowing up. Like, I mean, it's spectacle, but. Like, he, swung and missed so badly with that.
I know, but as a whole, it was still entertaining.
No, it's not.
It was. It was the whole Hank Azaria thing, I think, at the time.
I think the thing that becomes a hang-up is, they had all the baby Godzillas that hatched, and they were just raptors. They were velociraptors.
I agree with that.
What was really good in Jurassic Park? Well, it's raptors.
Yeah, they didn't really look like little baby Godzillas.
No. They looked like.
I agree with you on that. Yeah.
So of course Godzilla looks like a big raptor.
Big raptor. All right. Okay. I just curious, but I really really enjoyed it, and I'm actually excited to watch it again just to get that. Not only to see it again, but to tie that 7 to 10 minutes I was dozing.
Yeah.
So, but you didn't see the one I saw after that. So
no, you did see Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I'm intrigued to hear what your thoughts were. Did you like it?
No, it wasn't Afterlife.
No, not Afterlife. Frozen Empire.
Frozen Empire. Yeah. Hell yeah, I enjoyed it completely. They have a great. I just freaking love Paul Rudd. I just freaking love him so much. He's such a fun watch, dude. Just his one-liners.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said before, the little girl that they chose to be his granddaughter, she's perfect. She's absolutely perfect in that role. And of course, Wolf, whatever his name, something Wolf.
Finn Wolf. Yeah.
He's fantastic. The mom's great.
Yeah.
You got everybody else.
Yeah.
You got Dan Aykroyd, you got Bill Murray, you got who's the dude's name that plays Winston? I can't think of his real name ever.
Oh,
what is his name?
It's unforgivable. He played the cop in The Crow.
Yeah. And then you got Annie Potts, she's in that. It's just, you got all that. And here's the cool thing about it. I can tell you something without ruining it, if you don't mind, okay? It's no spoiler. It's not a spoiler at all because it's been in the movies. The containment unit.
Yeah.
It's full.
Yeah.
And when they find this out, they're asking Annie Potts, what did you guys do? Just shove things in there and expect that it's gonna last forever. And she's like, it was the 80s. We really weren't looking into the future. That line killed me. I was like, she's so right. In the 80s, they weren't.
Right.
We really didn't oh my God, Mother, Earth and everything in 10 years from now. We weren't looking like that, you know, like we are today. So yeah. But other than that, it's really good. I can't wait for you to see it so we can talk about it. And for me to see the, 7 to 10 minutes I dosed on that one too. Yeah. There's a good storyline in there.
Yeah.
And the awesomest part about that movie is they actually open it up with them in Ecto-1 chasing Ghost.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Slimer appears, and you know how much I love Slimer.
Right.
I had that little Slimer when I was a kid that you put this slime in and you squish it, and I loved him. So he comes in. So it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a fun watch. It's Ghostbusters. How can it not be fun?
I like I don't know, like the last one was so good.
Yeah.
And I mean, like,
it's not. I wouldn't say it's as good as the last one.
Right.
But it's good.
But like the last one was, and I mean, and it just, that ending just like yanked on your heartstrings. Like you're just like, oh, you know.
Well, there's some awe moments in this one, but I think it's the type of person you are if it actually bothers you or not.
Right.
Because the person I was with, they were like, I don't even understand why this is upsetting you. And I'm like, what? It's so sad. They're like, okay.
Yeah.
And it's hard to tell you that without actually telling you why, you know. Right. But there are some of that, you know.
But the thing I heard, like the writers and the director, like they talked about, and it's like Reitman is like, you know, it's like Ivan Reitman's son is the writer and director, and he talked about like he went and like they pulled, like not pulled, but they were inspired by the real Ghostbusters cartoon.
Oh, really?
And that excited me because that cartoon was really good.
So is that why there was like, this is the best part of the fucking movie? I can't even tell you. All the little tiny baby Stay Puft Marshmallow babies are rolling. They're so fucking adorable. They're such a menace, but they're so adorable.
I don't think that's because of that, but he talked about like we went back and it was like, well, what can we do for a sequel? And like they found inspiration from that cartoon.
Wow.
And that cartoon was really good.
It's been a long time since I've seen that cartoon.
Like there were a lot of like
streaming anywhere?
I think so. Yeah, I have to look. But like there were a lot of like, I'm not gonna say they were adult, but they weren't like kid. Like you could just tell like they were writing for a higher age. Like especially with the Boogeyman stuff. Like the Boogeyman stuff was like so
back then.
Yeah. Like, yeah. But like it kind of holds up.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Back then.
Yeah.
It lasted. And
like even like a lot of the other stuff, like it was like they were just they weren't writing for like a 7-year-old.
Right.
They were writing for like maybe a 15-year-old.
Right.
Like
but a teenager.
Right. But it felt more mature, and it just it worked, and it held up really, really well.
That's good. Yeah.
And so from the kind of look at that as like a inspirational standpoint, instead of like, because the fear was like, oh, they're gonna go back to Ghostbusters 2, and don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that to me.
Yeah. You know.
Well, I don't think you would have to go to the theater to see it. It wasn't like, I mean, I saw it in the drive-in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have cared if I watched this on my TV or not. I really wouldn't have. But it was so good.
Right. I might go see it in the theater. I might go next weekend.
Maybe I'll go with you, and then I can miss that 10 minutes I missed.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. Every time I see that little girl come out in that sidecar, I'm like, God, it's so fucking genius, man.
Yeah.
Genius. See that shit. Yeah. It's good. I recommend it. If you're a Ghostbuster fan, I recommend it. Obviously, you want to see it. It's a continuation of the first one. I'm guessing there's going to be one more.
I would hope. I would hope that they would have plans to continue it. I don't know.
They have to. They have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't these things always come in 3?
It seems to be like the goal is at least a trilogy.
They cannot not leave it out. Because, I mean, I'm not being mean, but Bill Murray's still alive. Dan Aykroyd's still alive. I'm going to say Winston's still alive.
Yeah.
Annie Potts is still alive. Bill Murray is looking a little ragged, but I'm telling you, Dan Aykroyd was still just spot on.
Yeah.
Like, he's in it a lot, and you're just like, or more than I expected, I should say.
Right.
And you're just like, damn, he delivers every time. I just love that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so good. Yeah, he's fun. He says some good stuff in there. I'm not gonna say because I'm gonna ruin it.
Right.
You're looking at me and I'm like, I'm not gonna say it.
No, I don't want you to spoil.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Don't spoil it.
The little Stay Puft little. Oh my god, I need one. I need me one of those in my life. Just like walking around causing havoc. the one I'm telling you, it's just like stupid stuff that you pick up on that they put in movies. Like they get in a car. And they're like showing all the havoc they're causing. And of course there is one. There's always the one that has to grab a cigarette lighter and shove it in his face and melt his face off. And they're like, you know, like it's funny. It's like things like that they think about to put in there.
Right.
If you were Marshmallow in a car, what could do yeah, the cigarette lighter. Yeah. Right. So it's just like cool stuff like that you pick up.
What's funny is you gotta wonder though, like how many people actually get that joke.
That's true too.
Like
that is true too.
I haven't owned a car that's had a cigarette lighter in it for quite some time.
Yeah.
You know.
My God.
Like I'm sure there are a lot of like younger people like, what's a cigarette lighter in a car? What's that?
There's no such thing as ashtrays in cars anymore either. Yeah.
No, so it's like you
no, I don't. You have one? I don't have one.
No, I don't.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope.
Nope.
I don't even think Christine's truck has one, and that's not that new. I don't think she has one.
My Hyundai Sonata was a 2010. That didn't have a cigarette lighter in it.
I don't know. She got that year. She got that the year we went to Virginia, or West Virginia. We rented that cabin.
Yeah, I mean, so it's probably like a 2013.
Yeah, she don't have one.
Right, but like I was saying, like my Hyundai Sonata was a.
I'm okay with that.
Right.
Smoking my fucking car.
Right, but like
I'll kick your ass out.
But it's just it's one of those oddball things that it's like you're right. Like you and I are gonna laugh at that joke.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So
but push. Like he had like the circle on his face.
But there's probably younger people who are just like,
what is that?
What's that?
Yeah. Kind of like my niece when she was like holding up the cassette tape. What is this? And we were like, our generation's iPod.
Yeah.
She was like, what?
Yeah.
How do you not know what a cassette? I don't even get that. I can't remember how old she was, but yeah, that was it was a good time. Regardless of freezing my ass off, I was I was.
That's a good double feature though.
That's the only reason I went.
Yeah.
Because both movies, because don't get me wrong, when I went to see Top Gun and Jurassic Park, I thought that was two good movies too, but both of them disappointed me greatly. So I was like, fuck.
I don't know how Top Gun Maverick disappointed you, but okay.
The only good part of that was Val Kilmer. I'm sorry. That's the only good part of that movie. Seeing that man on screen was the only reason I went to that movie.
I'm just going to chalk it up to your hatred of Tom Cruise. Even though you let it slide for Mission Impossible movies. Because you are the only...
I hate to be the hypocrite, but God, he's so good in them.
But you are the only person who has said they didn't like Top Gun Maverick.
In the world?
That I've ever spoken with.
Okay, thank you. That's very few people. I know your life.
I'm on the internet a lot.
Yeah. I just... Because it was cliche. You knew this movie was going to be about. It was like you couldn't have done something different. I'm telling you, the only good part was Val Kilmer. That's it.
Nah. Agree to disagree.
I will.
That movie was fucking amazing.
Okay. Whatever. I don't know what the amazing part was, but okay.
Oh, everything.
Well, okay. Well, the Jurassic Park one. Tell me that one didn't disappoint you.
Yeah, it did.
As a final movie, that movie was awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
It was.
They should have...
And with all the hype of bringing back the original cast, and everything, I was like, oh, this
pissed me off. I was like, are you serious? This is how you ended this? Come on. And I apologize for, but I think Chris Pratt deserved better taking on that role because he was so fucking good in the first one. And so, what's her face?
Yeah.
I don't want to say what's her face.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, I freaking love her.
No, so do I.
I think them two deserve better. I really do. They gave him that script.
Yeah.
I would have been like, dudes, what is this? This is not how this should be. But whatever. I don't know how that works. As an actor, Hollywood, I don't know. Here's your script. Either do this or you ain't getting paid. I don't know.
Here's the thing. Like, so often that shit gets changed. Like, I watched a
What, when you're Bruce Willis?
No. Like I watched an interview with John Cryer.
Okay.
John Cryer was in Superman 4.
Right.
The Quest for Peace.
I remember.
And he talked about, like, the script I was sold to sign on to that movie and what we ended up filming were two completely different things. Oh. Like, between the time I signed and the time we went to film, they had made so many changes to that movie.
Right.
And then even as we were filming it, they were making changes.
Wow.
That it was not, like, the thing I signed on for was much better than what we actually put to film.
Right.
You know, but now you're locked into this.
Right. And
now I'm stuck making a shitty movie that then I have to go out and sell.
So you're thinking that's what happened on Jurassic 3?
I mean, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like sometimes you sign on for one thing and you get something else. And I don't know if that's what happened or not, or maybe it was just you're contractually obligated to make a third movie.
Right.
You know, which is sometimes the case. Like, they want to sign up, especially, like, you know, Chris Pratt still wasn't, like, Chris Pratt just yet.
No, yeah.
So they were signing him probably at a lowball figure for 3 movies.
Right.
And now he's contractually obligated to make that third movie.
Right.
And he's bigger than
what he was when he first started, yeah.
And that, which is what they're counting on.
Right.
But you're getting him at, like, a half of what he would make for something else.
Right.
Because you signed him to a 3-picture deal. So now he's stuck.
Yeah.
Like, well, I have to make this movie. Mm-hmm. Man, this script sucks.
Yeah.
They're not going to listen to me.
No, absolutely
so
not.
Let me just...
Because I'm not Bruce Willis.
Right. So let me just shine this turd up as much as I can.
And speaking of Chris Pratt, when I woke up in the hotel room the other day, Parks and Recreation was on, and it was the one where where Chris Pratt did, like, they were trying to catch Fairway Phil or whatever his name was, and he did that, like, tackle with the freaking not raccoon. What was it? Not gopher. What was it? What were they catching?
I can't remember.
Possum. The possum.
Yeah.
Phil. Possum. Phil. Yeah, he did that running and jumping. He was like, he caught the possum. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw somebody the other day, and I just yelled at them randomly. They had a mouse rat T-shirt.
Oh my God! No shit.
Yeah. And I just...
Oh, now I'm on a hunt for one.
And I just yelled out, "Little Sebastian lives!" And the guy just kind of looked. He like, oh yeah.
Yeah, 1,000 candles in the wind.
Yeah. Oh.
I tell you, there ain't nothing better than a fucking Parks and Rec guy. And you know what? Like, okay, so, like, you have your binge watching shows. Mine are like, you know, The Office, Parks and Rec, stuff like that. Half-hour ones, King of Queens. King of Queens and I forgot King of Queens and the other one I just said. Oh, The Office.
Yeah.
Like, you have, like, episodes that you're like, I can skip over that. I don't have any episodes Parks and Recs I want to skip.
No.
But I did find out something funny.
Like, even
today.
the first season, which is kind of like,
Yeah.
There's enough funny.
Yeah.
That you're like, okay, I can still watch that.
Right. But toward the end, once she got the Office and stuff, I was done with it.
Yeah.
The funny part, I thought Parks and Rec was today. I was watching an episode of King of Queens, and there was an episode where she's making Thanksgiving dinner. Doug lets a stranger into the house to make a phone call because his car broke down. She's freaking out, thinking he's going to be a mass murderer because she got 10 people coming over to eat dinner, and he's standing on the porch waiting for his ride because they're coming all the way from somewhere else. Right. I can't remember. And I'm watching this, and I'm like, I've seen this episode 1,000,000 times, and I never realized who that person was on that porch.
Nick Offerman.
It was Nick Offerman. I was like, oh my God.
That's tremendous, yeah.
I never realized who that was.
Yeah.
Until today. I was sitting there folding laundry, and I'm like, like, the light bulb went on.
Right.
How many times have I seen that fucking episode?
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
That's great. I mean, but you do that. Like, you're like, you know, oh shit, I know that person now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had a patch on his one eye, and he was all bundled up in winter clothes.
Right.
And he had a beard. well, that shouldn't matter because he always had. But he was a lot thinner.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's stuff like that you're just like...
It's like that's way before Parks and Rec ever came out.
Oh, yeah.
What was Nick Offerman doing before then? Is he a stand-up comedian or did he start that after Parks and Rec? Hello.
Trying to find
her. I know, she's kind of... There she is. Oh, baby.
I'll be honest, I don't know.
I only know who he's married to in Parks and Rec and that he had a stand-up. But not... I don't know if it was before...
Right, yeah, like, I don't know either.
I have a feeling he's kind of like that in real life.
Well, like, I mean, I've seen...
Ron Swanson.
He is there's a bit of Ron Swanson in him. I mean, he really does, like...
I'm sure he has his cabin in the woods.
Yeah, he does woodworking.
He's off grid.
Yeah. He
gets some Mark Bandanowitz to, help him do his codes.
He did a whole thing of like the one year for Lava Golden, which is like a Scottish whiskey. That it was like New Year's Eve, and it was just like him sitting out in front of their factory, sipping whiskey as the countdown.
What?
Yeah, it was like the oddest fucking thing. I thought.
Wow.
Yeah. At midnight he raised the glass, and that's it was like the oddest fucking thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow. Nick Offerman. Interesting man.
He is. He's a very odd duck.
Wow. So is his wife.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
could you imagine her home?
I can't.
I can't. No. I would need video proof.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, he's an odd guy, but on that show he's funny as fuck.
He is hysterical. Some of the stuff he does, especially, I don't think you heard me, son. I'm talking about all your eggs and bacon. Yeah. When he was looking through the photo album of him in that steakhouse, he was like, look how young I was. Exact same, and he's got a cigar and bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that cracks me up when they gave him the desk.
Oh, the circular desk. Yeah.
And he was just like turning. The ladies jogging, trying to follow him, and he doesn't even care. He just
when he remarries Tammy too, and he's like missing the part of his mustache. Ron, what happened to your mustache? I rubbed it away with friction. And Leslie's like, oh.
Don't you remember when they were running from the library? She's like, is that a push button?
Yeah.
He's like, we're gonna just... no time, just keep going.
Yeah.
And he's got all these push pins sticking out of his head. And he doesn't get it. He's like, there's a Tammy 1, Tammy 2. Yeah, my mother's name Tammy. What?
Yeah.
Dude has issues. But he is like the most stand-up dude to have on your corner.
And when he starts dating Lucy Lawless, he's like, your name's not Tammy, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. I do like his character on that show was really good. Like whenever he went in with Leslie when she accidentally gave what's her face alcohol, but she didn't. She just drank it. April, and she's like, Leslie has never Leslie, and it's like, dude, you're so awesome. But I do like how he tried to get around the codes with Mark Bandanowitz.
Oh yeah,
that's just hysterical. He's got some good one-liners too.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Yeah.
But
I'm gonna have to start binge watching that again because it's funny as hell.
That show really took off though once they brought in Rob Lowe and
yeah. Oh yeah, but it went. The last season is just. Well, I don't need to watch it.
The problem with the last season is they weren't planning for it.
Right.
Like they.
But I mean, all of a sudden she has 3 kids running around. You're like, come on.
But they jumped forward like.
And I didn't like it. Because here I am stuck in the Lost thing again. I'm fast forwarding, I'm reversing, and then I'm side jumping. And just give me the goddamn facts.
But the problem with it was the season before they thought was going to be the last season, so they tried to give it a finale.
Yeah.
And that finale was you saw Leslie working for the
in the chair she wanted to be in.
Right. Working for the federal government at at the parks level, and doing everything that she wanted to do, and that was like that would have been good enough. And then NBC was like, well, we want you to come back for another season. I'm like, really? Oh, fuck.
So they're that popular?
So they painted themselves into a corner because they had done that flash forward because they thought that was the end.
Right.
And so they had to kind of like, okay, well, let's make this work.
And it didn't work for me, though. That's the problem. Beanie, you can't...
But it gives you that ending of like, you don't know which one of them's the president.
This is a ruse, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It is. She's rusing.
She's rusing, yeah.
Oh my God, she fell into me.
Oh my goodness.
Did you see that?
I did, yeah. Being Ren.
Wow. If I wasn't there, she would have fell.
Oh, let's get you done, little girl.
Yeah. When did walking on the table become okay, Beanie?
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here. Darby ain't allowed to do that.
Yeah.
See, whenever it comes to Darby, I'm like, Ahsoka would have never done that.
Yeah. So. The one quick piece of nerd news, and I know you haven't seen Dune Part 2 yet.
No.
But they did announce this week that they are going to be making Part 3.
Really?
Which will essentially be Dune Messiah.
Okay.
Now they're like, everyone's like, well, that'll complete the trilogy. I'm like, there's Children of Dune.
Yeah, there's like some, yeah.
That's the real like you. That's the real trilogy. It's like Dune, Dune Messiah, and Children of Dune.
Do you think they're going to go that far?
I hope so, but
how many movies in all would that be then?
4 total. Like
they wouldn't have to break them up.
The second and third book, no, because they're not nearly as dense.
Gotcha.
Like the first book is like 900 pages.
Yeah.
The second book is like 250, and the third book's like 250. Mm-hmm. Like they're much smaller, but because the problem was with the first book is like you're trying to create the world and explain what the Empire is and what the Fremen are and who the Harkonnen are and who the Atreides are and what Dune is and like all this stuff. You're like, there was a reason why it had to be 2 movies. Now, I'm not spoiling. I don't want to spoil it since you haven't seen it. But like the way the second movie ends.
You say that like I'm the only person on the earth that hasn't seen it yet.
I know, but I don't want to ruin it for you.
Because I want to ruin it for you and not for everybody else.
Yeah, everybody else can go fuck themselves. I'll spoil shit.
Wow,
my podcast.
That's your many listeners.
Off. Direction you can fuck.
You heard here.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
But the problem, like the ending of the second movie, I was taken aback by, because it doesn't end the way the book does.
I'm sorry. How many fucking movies you get that actually have that happen?
But like
I can count them on one hand.
But it
might have fingers left over.
But the thing is, what was interesting is the director. He went in a direction that sets up Dune Messiah.
Okay.
And it's a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler.
Okay.
When Frank Herbert wrote Dune, he was aghast that people viewed Paul as an absolute hero.
Paul is...
Muad'Dib, the kid.
Oh, gotcha.
Paul Atreides.
Okay. I'm with you.
Okay. He was aghast that, like, after the first book came out and was a success, that people were viewing Paul as this absolute hero.
Right. And
he's like, he's not. He's not the absolute hero at all. Like, yes, he frees the Fremen, but he also, like, he basically is taking over the universe.
Right. Yeah.
He's staging a coup.
Right.
And why is he doing it? What are his motivations? And so he wrote Dune Messiah to kind of course correct what people thought of Paul.
Okay.
And the end of Dune Part 2 begins that course correction.
Right.
Because the way it ends, I was just like, holy shit, that's different.
Right.
But it makes sense. Like I'm playing it out in my head because when you get to Dune Messiah and what Paul becomes as compared to...
Right.
Like if you go back and you watch 1984's Dune, the one I
Well, I never watched it to begin with, so you can't say that to me.
Okay. But if you watch, like, at the end of it, you kind of look at Paul like...
Who played Paul back then?
Oh, the guy from... I can't believe I can't think of his name. He did a lot of David Lynch stuff.
I didn't mean to throw you for a loop, but I'm just curious back then who played him. Always got to be asking the difficult questions.
You do, yeah. It's a sin that I can't think of this guy's name.
Usually you have that right on the tip of your
I
tongue.
do. Kyle MacLachlan.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha.
Yeah, Kyle MacLachlan played...
I know who that is.
Yeah. And, like, the thing with that was... And this is what, like, threw people off.
MacLachlan, isn't he the one that played the villain in, what's that movie called? Hold on. Inspector Gadget?
No.
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 It's not the same one.
No.
That's Cal something, though.
I can't remember what that guy's name is.
Go ahead, talk. I'll look it up.
But, like, people were, like, people were, like, pissed. Like, because, like, with Timothy Chalamet, they were like, he doesn't look anything like Paul. I'm like, well, if you read the book, you know, Paul was a 15-year-old kid.
Right.
You know, so he wasn't Kyle MacLachlan. You know?
Right.
Kyle MacLachlan was, like, in his mid to late 20s when he did Dune.
Right.
You know, so, like, I didn't mind, and I liked Timothy Chalamet's performance. I thought he was very good as Paul.
Right.
And I liked the struggle that he has, like, especially in the second movie, with coming to grips with what he is or what he's supposed to be.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And the way things are being manipulated around him. And,
right.
Like, there's a lot of really good stuff. Like, I really like Dune Part 2. Like, which, I mean, it's not a surprise, but, like, it's better than I thought it was going to be. But it's like, so here we are, we're going in.
That is the dude I'm thinking of. That is not the dude from Inspector Gadget.
No.
No. I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of... I'm seeing him in Inspector Gadget, but that's not him. So where am I visioning this dude at?
Well, look up Inspector Gadget.
I did. It's not him.
Right. So...
It's not who... It's Rupert something. It's right. Rupert something. I'm trying to think of where I'd seen him from.
Where you've seen Kyle MacLachlan?
Yes, because I know this face. But where have I watched him?
Twin Peaks, Blue Velvet.
I've never watched any of that shit. And you can't tell me American Dad and this guy's that's just his voice.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Don't worry. It's driving me crazy.
Okay.
But I know who you're talking about, Kyle MacLachlan. I don't know why I went to Inspector Gadget.
I'm not quite sure either, because I mean, like, Kyle MacLachlan's done a lot of, like, he did 2 episodes of Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Nah, maybe.
He probably played a creeper.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
Because I do watch a lot of SVU.
Yeah, but I mean, like...
Or did.
Like, I can see Kyle MacLachlan playing a creeper.
Yes, but I've seen him in a stupid movie like Inspector Gadget being the bad guy, and I can't picture where the hell I seen him.
The Flintstones?
That's it! That's fucking him and Halle Berry, right?
Yeah.
Halle Berry was the secretary. That's it. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Because you're like serious. No, he was in something stupid.
Yeah.
That's it.
He was also in
Showgirls.
Oh my
God, yes, he was. He was the guy.
Yeah.
In the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Flintstones is what you're thinking of.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, he wasn't sure. I don't even want to admit I ever fucking watched that movie. That's like admitting you watched all the Twilight movies.
Which you did.
I did, but only because I wanted to see what the hell happened to the kid.
It's kind of like the way I'm invested in the Fast and the Furious. Like,
I'm okay with the Fast and Furious, though. Oh. I'm okay being invested in those movies. Only because of Paul Walker. I can't... you know what I mean? Like...
The second...
I'm, like, obligated to see what happens to his stuff.
The second they were dragging a safe through Rio de Janeiro with a Dodge Charger...
The ridiculousness of these movies.
Yeah, like that's like the second you were just
see,
like...
Every time I think about a Fast and Furious movie, I always think of the first one where Paul Walker is sitting there and they're getting ready to take out, and he's like, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. And I think of that moment in every Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
There's a Paul Walker moment in every...
Well, almost.
It's hard to let those movies go when the first one was just so fucking amazing.
Oh, that's because it was a remake of Point Break.
I know. But I kind of try to think, would I still feel that way if he was still alive and in those movies? Or would I be like, this is cheesy, you need to give it up? But because it's got his memory in it, you know what I mean?
Right, but I'm just at the point, like, because I've seen them all.
Okay,
I'm
that
so
does not belong to you.
I'm so like, it's a weird investment of like, I have to see how this ends, like you were with Twilight, because it's like, but this instead of it being like,
but I didn't want to watch those movies for any fucking reason,
like
I just started for. I don't even know.
Right,
don't
but like,
know why.
The first one is so good because it's a remake of Point Break, and they do it extraordinarily well.
Yeah, that should have been the remake of Point Break, not the fucking remake they made.
Right. And the second one is so bad.
See, I don't even recognize the second one.
And the third one's even worse.
Stop it. She's gonna kill you.
You know, that third one's just even worse. Tokyo Drift.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, well, the only good part was the Vin Diesel at the end.
And then the fourth one is like, it's almost like the second and the third one in particular is almost like, cause the second one's like, it at least has Paul Walker in it. And the third one has like nobody until you get the cameo from Vin Diesel at the end. And so the third one is almost like Halloween Season of the Witch, which has nothing to do with Michael Myers.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, no, you're right.
You know, and then in the fourth one, it kind of course corrects.
It didn't gap anything.
Right.
Yeah.
In the fourth one, they course correct and they go back to getting Vin in there.
Yeah.
And Paul Walker.
Because they're all of a sudden by the fourth one like, well, this drifting shit ain't working. We need to get back to the original people. But now they got so many other goddamn actors in this thing. You're like, you got The Rock. You got Jason Statham. You got John Cena. Like, you got so many goddamn characters now. You're like,
oh yeah,
when the fuck is this gonna end? And it's not that you wanted to end. It's just you need to lay some of this shit to rest. Like, you know, with Star Wars, the last thing you laid that to rest. Move on to the new.
Right.
They keep dragging the shit out.
Oh, I mean, they're talking about like part 10 being a trilogy.
Yeah, like, I need to know when the box set that I buy is going to be the final box set that I buy.
Like, you know, so there was like, you know, the Fast and the Furious X, or Fast X Part 1, and there's like Fast X 2 and 3.
See
like,
how they suck you in?
Like, yeah, I mean, and
they suck you in with that shit. How many times have we bought into that bullshit?
And like the only thing that saves Part 10 is like Momoa is so fucking good.
Oh, I forgot Jason Momoa's in it now too. Yeah. I forgot about that one.
But he is so fucking good in it. And you're just like, oh man, that guy.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
He's just so fucking good.
Right.
Did you ever watch some of those other things he did for like I don't know if it was Netflix or HBO. I can't remember some of those shows that he did. He's so not a lot of talking in it, but damn, he's just so good in it. Like the one where he was like up in Alaska or something.
Yeah,
remember that one?
I mean, he did the one. I think he did 2 for Apple.
Maybe it was Apple.
Yeah, C, which I never finished. I need to sit down and finish that.
No, I didn't see that one.
We started watching it together.
Oh, is that
That's
what
the
that
one where
was
he's
called?
That's
Gotcha.
where he's blind.
Yeah.
Everybody's blind, but his kid can
right.
see.
Yeah.
So like there was that, and that looked really. I mean, that was really good, and I just never got back to it.
Me
and I need
neither.
to.
Yeah, that's on Apple.
That's on Apple.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Shit.
And I think he did another one where he is like, you know, some Alaskan wilderness guy or something.
Yeah, and something happens. I can't remember if he's a good or a bad guy in that. Though.
I can't remember either.
But either way, he's just so. Even like Aquaman, as cheesy as it is, he's really fucking good at him. Like, I think what is it? Curry? What's his name? Adam Curry? What's Aquaman's real name?
Arthur Curry.
Arthur Curry. I think he does a good job.
Yeah, I agree.
The first appearance of Aquaman. Superman. Wasn't it?
Well, it was in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Yeah. My favorite part of that. I thought she was with you.
Yeah.
Good old Wonder Woman, man. I didn't have yet to watch 1984. Is that weird?
No, because you probably heard it's not that good of a movie.
No, but one, I think everybody knows I'm not a big Wonder Woman fan except for her. Like Superman with Henry Cavill. But, or Tom Welling. But, it's in the 80s. Like, I just don't like the whole thing where he's incarnated as somebody else.
Right.
That, like, is weird to me.
It was weird.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to switch
but Chris Pine is so good, you almost forgive it. You almost forgive it. But, like, the thing that's, like,
I think they put too many cheesy 80 moments in it.
Yeah.
Because I watched half it. I didn't watch the other half.
Right.
Because after I watched half it, I'm like, this doesn't, like, if you go back to the first Wonder Woman where she's, like, in her world element and everything, and you fast forward to this one, you're like, totally different. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, changes.
But, you did hear who's going to be playing Lex Luthor in the next Superman movie?
Shit, I heard. I can't remember, though. I can't. I, like, skimmed through it. So.
Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult, that's right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that.
I got a question for you.
I'm even more okay with it when he went to, what's his name? Michael Rosenbaum and asked him for advice.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He would be the best Lex Luthor to ask advice from.
I agree. Like I think Michael Rosenbaum was the best Lex Luthor.
Well, yeah, because he committed to the role by shaving his head every day. You know. Other
than Clancy Brown, who did it for the animated series.
Okay, I don't know about that. Now I forget what the hell I was going to ask you. Never mind.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, there you go.
I was picturing somebody sitting in jail, and I can't remember. For superhero movies.
Yeah.
Is there one we haven't gotten a backstory yet? Like, the last one I remember was the Black Widow. For any, I'm not saying Avengers or whatever. Justice League.
There's a ton out there.
Yeah, but like anybody I would be interested in watching. I have yet to see the new Aquaman.
Right.
By the way.
But I mean that's the lid on the DC EU.
I was talking DC or Marvel, it didn't matter.
Right. I mean it becomes that question of like, well, who do you want to see? Like, there are certain characters I would like to see done properly. Like, Zatanna. I like, you know, and everyone's like, oh, you just like the way she's drawn, big boobs and legs. No, I mean, she's actually an interesting character.
You can say that almost every fucking X-Men female there is out there. They got big boobs and legs. Shut the fuck up with that shit.
Yeah.
It's the way they're drawn.
Yeah. But, like a Zatanna movie, I think would be interesting. I'm just trying to like. I mean, I'd love to see Green Lantern done right.
Huh. You and me both. So, where's like I haven't heard anything. Like, where's the X-Men franchise at right now? Like,
well, that's still on hold.
It's like, can we do something good with that? Like, can we move forward and make it good?
Well, I mean, you're getting
like make a good fucking movie.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
It can't be that fucking hard. Christopher Nolan does it every time. It can't be that fucking hard. I shouldn't say that because I have no idea how to make a fucking movie. But come on, isn't that... I'm so sorry, Beanie. But, like, isn't that, like, something you would like them to, like, continue with? Like,
well, I like to see them jumpstart. Like, yeah. I'm intrigued to see, like, how does Deadpool...
I don't need back shit anymore. Like, continue. Don't go back.
But...
I've seen enough.
Right, I understand that. And, like, I hope there's a way they can do it without, like, starting at the beginning. But there still has to be a beginning of some type.
Right, but I don't want to see...
Especially in the MCU.
Okay, well, I don't want to see another Wolverine beginning. I don't want to see another Xavier beginning.
Have you even
I don't want to see any of those beginnings.
Have you even seen the trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine?
No, I have not.
Okay. That's probably half the problem. I mean, Hugh Jackman is back as Wolverine in this movie.
I'm very excited.
Right. And, like, from the look of things here, it's dealing with the multiverse and Deadpool trying to fix things that he broke.
Okay, all right. I'm with that because he broke a lot of shit.
He did, yeah. So, it looks interesting from that standpoint, and, like, how that ends up being the kickstarting point for the X-Men and the MCU, I'm intrigued by.
Okay, so you said that you would like to see the Green Lantern done right. Who would you pick to be the Green Lantern? And don't say, what's his face with the eyes? What's his name?
No, not Matt Bomer.
No, not Matt Bomer.
No, I've always felt the guy to play Hal Jordan as Green Lantern is Chris Pine.
Oh. From, don't say it, Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Like, when they cast him in Wonder Woman, I was kind of bummed. Because it's like, well, he can't play Hal Jordan now.
Yeah.
And now that that's kind of rebooting, I'd love to see them bring him back and have him be Hal Jordan.
Probably won't be.
I don't know. I mean, they might do it. I could see them doing it. Yeah. I mean, they've talked to Momoa about doing something in the James Gunn, like possibly being Lobo.
Okay.
You know, the intergalactic bounty hunter who's like a complete, like, it would fit Momoa.
Oh, I could see him being a bounty hunter.
Yeah. The main man.
My main man,
yeah,
Momoa.
So
he's a good guy.
Yeah, like, I mean, so I mean, they have. I mean, I even offered, like, they talked to Cavill about, like, well, we don't want you as Superman, but we'd love to have you do something else. And I think Cavill was like, yeah, I'm gonna go do Warhammer.
Do like a villain or something. Henry Cavill was really, really good at Superman.
He was.
Like, he sold it to me.
Yeah.
Not that Tom Wellington didn't, but I'm saying on a movie capacity.
Right.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Like, I could see that being, I could possibly be Superman.
Yeah.
What does the S stand for in your country?
Yeah. So
your world.
So I mean, like, I could, like, that would be the guy to me, like, you know. Mm-hmm. I think other ones I'd like to see done or redone that haven't really been done. I'd really like to see, like, a Dick Grayson Nightwing. Like,
yeah, there really hasn't been too much Batman stuff lately.
Well, I mean, they're going to do a Batman thing, but apparently it's going to be like a slightly older Batman, and, you know, they're talking, they were bringing in Damian Wayne, Batman's son.
Oh, okay.
So, to be the Robin, which would mean Dick Grayson has moved on.
Right.
And I think that'd be really cool to kind of do a Nightwing movie. I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind an origin story on that one.
Yeah.
Because it's like all you got was like hearsay here and there. You really haven't got like this is, you know what I mean? Like throughout the years, up until that point. In other words, where we get to see.
I mean, I know in the movie that shall not be named, they tried.
They do. I know they do.
They give him the Nightwing look, and you know, he's no longer Robin. He's Nightwing. He says, I'm just like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, but you watch those animated series that have all that in it, so you have like an idea of where people like me that don't watch those animated series, no clue.
Well, I mean, you'd have to understand, like, okay, this is Dick Grayson. He was formerly Robin.
The understanding of it, that's what I was trying to say.
And he grows up and he leaves to be his own man.
Right.
You know.
But the whole thing, like, did he start out in the circus with his family and stuff like that? You know what I mean?
Well, that's...
Right, but, like, give us that origin story, like...
But... Like, I don't... Like, if you're doing... That's the problem. Okay, that's the real problem. Like, you can't, like, do the origin story and jump straight to Nightwing.
No. So you'd have to do more than one movie, obviously.
Right, but so you're starting with Batman and Robin. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. So, like, if you're going to tell that origin, it has to be kind of real quick. Right, it has to be, like a voiceover where whoever the actor is like, you know, I watched my parents die... Right. You know, at the circ, you know, as we were part of the Flying Graysons, and my parents died, and
which is absolutely fine because Batman, all you see is his family in a fucking alley before they get shot.
But
so I mean, it's the same thing.
But I'm getting really fucking tired of seeing Batman's family shot in an alley.
Me too.
Like,
I don't need to see that again. Wasn't Ben Affleck his dad at one point?
No.
No. Who was the chick from Walking Dead?
And Negan.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Who's Ben Affleck? Oh, he's that dude that can't see.
Daredevil.
Yeah, never mind.
But he also played Batman.
Right. I didn't mind his Batman.
No, I liked his Batman a lot.
I don't like Ben Affleck, but I didn't mind his Ben Affleck.
Yeah, but he did play Daredevil.
Sorry, I'm never going to watch that movie. I can't. Sorry. I can't do him in Elektra. I can't.
I'm not going to tell you it's a good movie. Like, it's not. Like, I like it because I think he does a decent job as Daredevil, but it's not a good movie.
I'd rather sit down and watch Green Lantern, to tell you the truth. But I won't watch Catwoman.
Yeah. No.
There's like some movies that come out in this that you're like, I'm just absolutely not watching it no matter what. All
right, well, let's wrap it up. It is getting late.
Is it?
Yeah, it's almost 1 o'clock.
Is it? Oh my god, I still gotta get a shower.
Yeah, I've still got to post this.
You like sat me down as soon as I got home from work. I didn't even have time to. I probably smell like a fryer.
Probably.
I don't know. Do I?
I
You're
can't
like
smell you.
Probably. I was gonna say something about Beanie and I forgot. Sorry.
Is there anything you'd like to add to the proceedings then?
No. Just thanks for having me on, and I apologize that I don't even think you explained why I am.
No, Ian wasn't able to be on this week.
Yeah.
So we hope everything's well there.
Hope all is well.
Well, remember there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us. You can send us an email. An email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com.
Yahoo.
You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd. We're very, very easy to find. And we are on a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search, and you find all the other great podcasts they have to offer. And lastly, as always, I want to thank you, dear listener, for taking the time to check us out each and every week. We can't thank you enough for your support. And so on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
See ya.